Hello everyone, it is AD with Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. So today we are doing what do your ancestors want you to know right now? What do they want you to hear right now? And I'll be honest, me and my sister every week we go through and try to pick some readings that would be interesting for the week, and for the life of us we could not remember what the third one was supposed to be, and I just kept hearing ancestors. So I do think that the ancestors really have some things to say. That's some stuff that they want to get off their chest, so we are going to hop straight into it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you don't already, and if you do, then you the best. All right, so let's get into it. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Please take a moment to meditate, see which card speaks to you, and then I'll meet you over at your piles. Thank you, guys. Period. Okay, so put this there, and then we'll move this down. So hello, pile number 1. This is AD with Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. Today we are looking at messages from your ancestors. What do they want you to hear right now? What do they want you to know? And I do think that they have a lot to say. So let's go into it. So interestingly enough, this Yu-Gi-Oh card, it is Gooki. Iron Claw. I butchered the mess out of them, but I really love the imagery. And so it is this Iron Claw. If you can see, I don't want to mess with the focus too much, but it's this Iron Claw and it's reaching out. And so I do feel like you could be getting a handle on things, getting a grip on things, something along that manner. And I also was called to this beautiful purple coloring, which is royalty. And also, what chakra? Isn't that the highest chakra? I believe purple is the highest chakra, the crown chakra. I could be lying. If I am lying, please correct me kindly in the description, in the comment section. Thank you. So let's go ahead and start off with some astrology. We're just going to do some basic astrology, see if the ancestors want us to focus in on something, and then we'll move into tarot and end on oracle decks, guys. I do use Vedic, but in this particular reading, it shouldn't matter too much. So let's go ahead and look into it. What do your ancestors want you to know right now? What do they want you to hear? Oh gosh, okay. So we got fire element, desire. So this can be Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. So there's something here about knowledge and also passion, moving forward. Again, taking control of a situation. Yeah, first body, a lot of Aries energy. So I feel like you're stepping out. Like your ancestors are saying right now that it's your time. It's your time to shine. It's your time to step out and kind of do your own thing. You can go after what it is that you want. I feel like you spent a lot of time thinking about what it is that you want. Your ancestors are telling you now is the time to act. Yeah, Mercury reinvention at the bottom. So yeah, you've spent a lot of time thinking and not a lot of time acting at this point in time. And then air element, communication. So your spirit guides, your ancestors are definitely coming through and being like, hey, now is the time to act. We're giving you the calling. We're giving you the go ahead to start moving in that direction. Using your mind, your power, your brain, your body. It could be getting physically fit. It could be using your body to do something else. It could be communicating ideas, whatever it is that you wanted to do. For some of you guys, it could be like a podcast or anything that revolves what you want, communicating that and then going to get it, in kind of a stubborn way, especially with all this Aries fire energy here. So there's a passion that spirit is saying you spent a lot of time thinking about it and now is the time for you to act on it. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and move into your tarot, see what the tarot has to say for pile number 1. What do the ancestors want to say to pile number 1? 5 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. I really feel like I just heard specifically endings are just opportunities for new beginnings. So if there's been endings or things aren't going in a specific way that you thought that they were, try to look at it from a new perspective with the Ace of Pentacles here. There is going to be an opportunity here after a lot of, if not physical back and forth, verbal back and forth, real mental back and forth with the 5 of Swords here. I do feel like your ancestors are telling you it's time to put the sword down. You spent enough time thinking about it. Wow, the 10 of Swords, guys. Yeah, you spent enough time thinking about it. Now it's time to make a practical plan of it. I'm getting an imagery of the Moonology deck, Taurus. It's a Taurus moon, and your dreams need a practical plan. But I really feel like your ancestors are like, we gave you the practical plan, but you keep kind of going over it and rethinking it and thinking that maybe that's not it, you know, and you have to believe. Guys, I literally just finished watching The Matrix, so I'm like, if only you believe you're the one, then you are the one. So but I feel like that, you know, like you have to believe it. And your ancestors want you to know that it is the truth. They believe in you. They just want you to start, you know, putting in some groundwork. Oh, look at this. The Six of Cups, the Sun, the Seven of Cups, the Prince of Swords. Oh, wow. The Eight of Wands, and then one last card. All those just kind of flew out there. So one last card for pile number one. What would their ancestors like them to know right now? What would they like to say? Ah, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, things are really about to change. The Nine of Cups. This is so great, pile number one. Whatever it is that you've been manifesting for yourself, you're going to get it, and it's going to happen swiftly and quickly. I feel like there's an ending, like I said, an ending to a new beginning, and it's going to be beyond your wildest dreams. All you have to do is kind of show up and be present, and follow your thoughts. You know, thoughts are like downloads. You know, that is how I guess that's how our conscious communicates with our subconscious. It acts in thoughts, right? I hope that I make some type of sense, guys. But I really feel like when you have a thought, that is the divine guiding you in a certain way. So you have to follow it. It's all about the follow through, is really what I'm hearing. That's probably why all this fire element showed up here. And even the Leo, you're stepping into the spotlight in a grounded kind of way. But you're meant to act. You're meant to go forward. I do feel like there could also be some communication from people from your past, and they want to offer you something to move forward. For some of you guys, it could be financial if you've been trying to manifest a job. For others of you, it could be like a stable friendship, a stable communication, talking situation. But I do see some stability from something that was unstable in the past. I also do feel like, you know, look at all the outside. This is all mental for you, pile number one. That is really clear here. This is all a mental battle. You know, your mind is what is giving you all the problems right now, to say the least. And so you really have to monitor how you're talking to yourself, what you're saying to yourself. How do you truly view the world, and how do you control it within yourself? You know, look at her, how she's moving her hands, and, you know, she's manipulating the energies around her, directing and forcing energy in the way that she wants it to go. And I feel like that's what your ancestors want you to know right now, is that you have that power to direct your energy in whichever way you want it to go. They're trying to give you ideas. For some of you guys, like I said, this could be revisiting an idea that you thought wouldn't work before, but now is the time to actually act. Your ancestors are certainly giving you permission at this point in time to start moving forward. Whenever this message finds you, you know, you always have free will, but your ancestors are like, this is the time to act. This is your time to start moving forward, start pursuing. Start doing the research, start learning whatever it is. Whatever it is, now is the time, because it is going to change. You got this really beautiful energy of kind of feeling like lost, or like the Five of Swords here, just feeling, you know, just mentally fighting with yourself, fighting with others, you know, fighting society, fighting what you think you should be doing, and then actually acting on what you know you should be doing in your soul and your heart, and in your, in your soul and in your heart space. So really beautiful energy. We can get some more cards, because I was kind of quick, but I really do feel like the other thing is like, expect some information or so from, you know, from the past, but it's going to be really good information. Things are really bright and sunny, especially if you're coming out of this Ten of Swords, energy. Things are going to really stabilize. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles. Oh, wow, to the Ace of Cups. So I really feel like some of you could have felt like you were going through some sort of dry spell. Yeah, this has taken a long time. You spent a lot of time on your own, but there's going to be justice, Libra energy. Three of Cups. So really social. I feel like for some of you guys, your social life is about to pick up. If that's what you've been manifesting for yourself, I think that there's going to be a love and an appreciation that you have for yourself that your ancestors really want you to tap into right now, to kind of welcome this new energy, to welcome this social, you know, vibe into your life and into your space. Yeah, this reading is going by so fast, but I don't want to keep rehashing the same thing. So let me see, is there anything else that your guides want you to know? Yeah, the Nine of Wands, the Strength card, and one more. The Eight of Swords. Yeah, you're in the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Now is the time for you to really let go of anything that was holding you back in the past. Things, friendships, relationships. I feel like there's something that you tell yourself that kind of always manifests itself to be true. For instance, it could be like, I'm being really specific, but it's the first example that came to mind. You could always say, every time I get into a relationship, the person always cheats on me. And so every time I get into a relationship, there's no point because I'm going to get cheated on. And and then it ends up being a self-fulfilling prophecy. Spirit really wants you to release that mindset, because when you put that energy out there, that is what you get. If you walk into relationships and you walk into things and you're just like, this is what it's going to be, well, then that's what the universe is going to deliver. So I really am hearing Pile 1, challenge yourself. Whatever that thought is for you, it doesn't have to be cheating. That was just an example. But whatever that thought is for you that you always tell yourself, I mean, I have friends and they always leave me, or I have people and they, you know, I'm always the person who has to do all the work. You know, people only use me for money, or whatever it is that you're telling yourself, whatever negative energy that you're feeding into, I was about to say the Matrix, whatever negative energy that you're kind of giving into, that is what you've received. But I feel like at this point, you know, they become blockages. Your protections have become blockages. You really have to release. You really have to, you know, I just heard Natasha Bedingfield, the rest is still unwritten. So it's time for you to rewrite your energy and rewrite, you know, what you got going. So that's what I got for you, Pile 1. That was really fast. So we're going to move into your oracle cards. But your ancestors just want you to know that it's your time to shine. And let go of any of your inhibitions, right? Building blocks. Yeah, I think that's that guarded energy. 2, 8, 10, 1. So the completion of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. You really are in a totally new cycle, and I think it's going to look a lot different from any of the cycles that you've had before. Particularly if you've done the spiritual work, you've learned about yourself, you learn your triggers and whatnot. Now is the time for you to open yourself up back to the world around you, round and round. Again, that closing of a cycle, 25. Also the World card in the traditional tarot. So we got all that glitters and by the book, 11 and 7. So, and 11 gets to 2. So this is about connection. You know, I do like the elephants, you know, finding your tribe for some of you. And I do think that there is going to be a level of awareness that you have to have. This, all that glitters because of the mask. It's all that glitters is not gold. And I think that you know that and you've learned that the hard way, right? Or you've learned that over and over again, that friendships can be overrated. People can be overrated. And yes, there will be people that you encounter, you know, that are going to be a lot. And it's going to be overrated. Trust me. It's human nature. But I do think that you have the discernment to separate the real from the fake, and the real that are coming into your life, you'll really appreciate them. I feel like you are going to stop feeling so alone. Of course, there's going to be snakes in the grass, that always exist, but I think that you have a really keen and acute and awareness. So you're doing this delicate dance of opening yourself up for the universe to greet you, but also recognizing what is in store and what is actually healthy for you and what is going to do you the best, right? As you're sorting through this. So your ancestors just want to give you a good reminder that continue to follow your instinct, right? Just because you heard of this random lady on the internet, say you have new friends going and you meet somebody and you're just like, this person's supposed to be my new friend, but I don't feel right about it. You know, go with your gut. But you do have other people and other connections that are coming in for you for sure. Let's see. Balancing act. Didn't I mention the balance? 11, 11, 11. Yay. So just really wish fulfillment. Oh my goodness. In the wishing well, this is wish fulfillment. Whatever it is that you've been manifesting for yourself, work-wise, social-wise, school-wise, with the by the book. Some of you guys could be going to school or thinking about going back to school. This is all going to really work out. I feel it. But again, look at the imagery of the mask. So there is something here about there could be people, you know, this is almost the same energy. All that glitters in the wishing well. But it's just like you are about to strike gold. Yes, you're about to strike gold. And because of that, you are going to attract people who, you know, want to take from you, because that's just what people do. Sad embrace. Yeah, I feel like your ancestors ancestors really, really see your struggles. They see what you've been through. They've understood the loneliness in this blue melancholy energy. But blue is also a symbol of Archangel Michael, and it's also a sign of like divine protection. And so I think that it goes into about letting that guard down. It's like your sadness has become your defense. And so you cocooned yourself and being comfortable. And now's the time to break out of that. So get rid of that blue energy, you know, because I don't think that it's serving you anymore, because it has served as a blockage. So I know that some people really love blue, and so they surround themselves in blue, but blue is a very protective and kind of defensive energy, almost like black. So just be mindful of your surroundings and your areas, and when you want to welcome things in, you want to use yellows and oranges about communication, and opening up purples like we mentioned earlier. So just start switching up. If blue is your favorite color, try some different colors, because blue is a very protective energy. Yeah, but your ancestors have definitely seen you. They hug you, they love you, they know that this has not been an easy journey, they know that it's been a pretty isolated journey, but they're so proud of you, and they're excited for you to have fun and for you to get back out there. So they want you to, you know, do your thing. They want you to step out of your comfort zone. All right, let's see if we can get one of these. One of these. Don't stop. Don't stop addicted to the shindig. And I feel like no is like being like, no, don't go down the negative rabbit hole if it's not going to work out. Don't stop. Work towards your goal. You're headed in the right direction. It's all coming up roses. So please don't stop going after your goal, going after your dream, whatever it is. You're meant to get there, and you will land. You will get your wish fulfillment. Whatever it is that you're manifesting, your ancestors got you. Don't be scared. They're not here to let you down. Oh, we have Write It Down, From Mind to Matter. This is my little self-care, healthcare, man-made deck. But write it down. So now's a really time to start journaling or writing down your manifestations. You can also write, what would you like your life to look like in 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, you know? And then we got Take a Shot, Have Some Fun, Let Loose. So I think that all, you know, if you pick pile 1, again, Take a Shot, Let Loose. This card always reminds me of the 3 of Cups, which you saw in your reading. So it is time for you to be social and get out there and have fun. And then, yeah, your root chakra, red, base of spine, grounding, home, family, ruby. So some of you guys could be leaving your home space or building a home of your own. So it is time for you to get grounded. Like, yeah, putting your dreams into actions, grounding them, any of that, getting into the earth, getting in tune, setting the foundation to be prosperous. That is what your ancestors would like you to think about and highlight right now is in this phase of your journey, pile 1. So that is what I got for you. Pretty open and shut reading. Your ancestors are pretty quick, straight to the point. Stop beating yourself up mentally. Just start doing it. Stop thinking about it, because you are going to get your wish fulfillment. That is period. You have to believe that more than I can tell you, though, you know? So that is what I got for you, pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below if this reading made any sense to you and resonated with you and what you got going on for yourself. Yeah, peace, guys. Until next time. Oh yeah, I guess for if you're still here, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and all that good stuff. I'm so bad at plugging myself sometimes, guys. I get so distracted. All right, so let's move into pile number 2. Alrighty. Hi, pile number 2. This is AD with Cosmic Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. And this is about what would your ancestors like you to know right now? What would they like to tell you? What do they feel they need to hear? What do they feel you need to hear? Okay, so let's hop straight into it. This is such an interesting card. So it's a Judgment Dragon. So I do think that you're going to be faced with some tough decisions, right? There's some decisions that have to be made. And so your ancestors are kind of pushing you. I feel like with this card, they're just like pushing you that, hey, now is the time for you to finalize some things. Now is the time for you to use your best judgment as you start moving forward. And it's interesting that this little doggy thing kind of has wings. So I guess it's a dragon. But, you know, it's time for you to take flight is really what I'm hearing, pile number 2. So let's go ahead. I hope I wasn't calling you pile 1. Maybe I was, but this is pile 2. Sorry. We are going to start with a little bit of astrology, not too deep today, but just try to get to see if we can like narrow down what we're going to be talking about. So pile 2, what do pile 2's ancestors want them to hear right now? Water element sensing, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Libra, I balance, balance what, right? So I feel like there are some sort of like, again, it's that judgment call. It's like you and your gut feel like certain things are going on, pile number 2, but I feel like you're not acting on them quite yet. Yeah, the Mercury retrograde reinvention. You're going back and rethinking some things, looking over some things. It's like you're making a list and you're checking it twice. And yeah, you're trying to find out who's naughty and nice, who belongs in your life and who doesn't. And so I do feel like, and if you're not in that phase and you did pick this pile, and it is kind of, we'll see if it resonates more, but you're ancestors are encouraging you that now is the time for you to do that. Now is the time for you to look at who's around you, who belongs in your field and who doesn't, and use your best judgment in order to, figure that out for yourself and, and use that as a conclusion. So let's keep going. Yeah, the 8 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is really, they're communicating with you pretty heavily. I feel like pile number 2, you definitely see a lot of signs quite frequently. Yeah, the 3 of Swords. Oh, wow. Almost these same cards came out in the last pile. And I use different decks for each pile. So that's really fascinating when that happens. The 5 of Cups. Oh, I'm sorry, pile number 2. I really am. I really feel like there's been a lot of sadness, a lot of heartbreak. This thing's not working out. But I really feel like your ancestors are saying you got to look to see who's around you. Boom, Strength card, the Temperance. So like, yeah, but yes, things have been a mess, but you had your game face on and you've been moving through it. You've been chugging through it. But some of this karma, I feel like, or not karma, but some of these energies that you're picking up, some of this sadness that I'm hearing for you is not your own. So you have to be aware of that. But yeah, they're so proud of you. You really handled yourself quite well. You've been extremely strong, and resilient is the word that I'm hearing for sure. And they definitely see your work and are acknowledging that, and they want you to have a new start, the 4 of Pentacles. But do not stop yourself by getting trapped in your comfort zone of what's familiar. I do feel like your ancestors want you to hear that it's time for you to take some sort of risk, even if your finances aren't where you would like them to be. With the Page of Pentacles, you have enough. That's what I keep hearing they're saying. They're like, you have enough. You think you don't have enough, but it's a matter of perspective. You can either see this new opportunity, or you can look to see what you missed. Yeah, you're at a crossroads. You're at a crossroads, pile number 2. I really feel like you can either look at the love lost and see that, things didn't work out in the way that you wanted to, and you can kind of sit in that energy, or you can look at these 3 cups that spilt over, turn around, see the 2 cups that you still have upright, and feel like that is enough. Like, yes, you could have had 5, but you have 2, and that's enough. There's something here about just learning how to, I feel like there is, they're teaching you, oh my goodness, I feel like they're teaching you a really tough lesson, your ancestors, about restriction and about, I heard about abundance, but it's like the lack. They're teaching you about lack. They're teaching you about not having, and really appreciating what's in front of you and appreciating the present. Because if you don't appreciate what's in front of you, then how would you be able to appreciate and recognize the blessings that they have for you in store? So it almost seems as if you're going through a slump so you can rise again. So you know that when you do rise, that like, you know what that is. You can really appreciate it. There's something about, when you don't struggle and you don't go through any of these kind of upsets or anything, then you don't have any kind of, you don't have a, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have a grasp on reality. You don't have a grasp on what it is to earn something. You don't have a grasp on what it is to work towards something. Everything has just been handed for you. I'm handed to you. I'm not saying that your life has been easy and that everything has been handed to you. But right now, the phase that you're in is like preparing you for the blessing of abundance. So right now you're struggling. It's just like, it's always darkest before the dawn. So for some of you, it can feel pretty dark, but it's a controlled darkness, if that makes sense. Your ancestors are, I know that I just feel like some people, I hope, Pal, too, you understand what I'm saying. I feel like, you know, people could come for me in the comment section like, why would my angels want me to struggle? It's not that they want you to struggle or that you have to struggle. They're with you every step of the way. Life is not meant to be easy. Life is not meant to be necessarily fun. It has highs and it has lows, and that comes and it comes and it goes. And so your ancestors and your angels are very much protecting you right now during this low point. And I do think that most of you are handling this as well as you can with a brave face. But this is a lesson. This is like a karmic lesson about not overindulging and learning how to be happy with what you have and what's in front of you. It's not a punishment. I feel like some of you guys have been feeling like you're on some type of punishment, but you're not. It's just shaping your perspective, you know? And I guess I can say for me, like, I grew up in a middle class suburban household. My mom was a single mom, so we weren't like wealthy by any means, but we weren't struggling. My grandma and my mom did everything that they could to make sure that I was taken care of. So I didn't have to want, you know, I didn't need for anything, and I didn't have to want for much. I was very, very privileged in my domain, right? And then when I went to college and I moved to New York was a different type of beast. It was a different kind of expensive. I was dealing with a different type of rich people, like real money that I had never encountered before. And it sent me into culture shock because I didn't know, right? And so then things ended up happening, long story short. And so I really ended up getting into a very deep financial bind. It was extremely expensive. It ended up being very difficult for me to be there. My last year, I had 2 internships at the same time, still in school, but I was not getting paid because they were non-paid internships. It was all towards my working credit. So I'm literally living in New York with no income, which all I had was just like divine grace and like family if they threw me a couple bucks, right? And so I was living the dream. I was in New York, but at the same time I was struggling. It was terrible. But I'm over it now. I'm over it. I'm out of it. I'm still reeling from some of the financial struggles, but hey, you know, who isn't at this point in time? And so I'm sharing that story to be like, I think that it really made me the person that I am today. It made me resilient. Of course I want money. Of course I want abundance. Of course I would love to have $1 billion and my name was Rihanna, you know, but at the same time, I do understand that I can survive with $1 and a dream. I can survive with that. That is all I need too, because I made it through and I ate every day, you know, some kind of way. I had food in my belly. I was taken care of. So I said that to say that like your ancestors and your angels are not here to make your life comfortable. They're here to protect you and to guide you and to make sure that you're safe in uncomfortable situations. Okay. And so they're here, but I feel like the lesson is just really learning how to work with what you got. And some of you guys are doing really, really well with these cards and you're really taking it on the chin and you're moving forward. Others of you are kind of teetering where you're feeling like, you know, everything is just for shiz, nobody's with you, nobody's paying attention to you. And I understand that. There were nights in New York where I was just like screaming, hollering. It was like the worst experience ever. But it wasn't actually, you know, it could have been much worse. I had a roof over my head. I was able to find food, you know, it ended up working out and it made me very resilient. So said all that to say, I do think Ace of Wands, Strength card, the 8 of Wands, things are certainly going to pick up. You are going to have a lot of passion and desire that you're going to be able to work towards. This just seems very karmic. It seems like a very heavy karma that your spirit came in to pay to kind of know what it is to have lack. And so maybe this will turn you into somebody who's really giving and charitable you know, later on in life because you know what it is to struggle. And then others of you, I feel like, yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to do what you want. So, you know? But I think some of you guys have had to curtail some habits or curtail some of the Libra Venetian things, like some of the material things that you like. You've had to give them up in some aspects because you're starting over. Some of you guys have definitely taken a new turn and you're like pursuing a new passion and going in a new direction. And because it hasn't helped financially and you're in a tight space, you're thinking that you're going in the wrong direction. No, you know, it takes money to make money. So I feel like, you know, your money and everything is going to pick up. Don't let money be the reason that stops you. Money comes and goes. People come and go. You know, J. Cole, money comes and goes. Minutes come and go. Love come and go. Like, I just feel like you're in a go. You were in a go period, but you're moving towards a come period. You understand what I'm saying? So, don't fight it. Don't fight the feeling. Don't fight the currents. Your ancestors are right there with you. They're holding you. They understand that this is difficult. I'm not sitting here trying to say that it's not difficult. They're not trying to say that this hasn't been difficult, but this is a test of strength. This is a test of overcoming, and this is a test of seeing things through, even if it is uncomfortable, right? So yeah, that's what I got for you. The really interesting message. Let me see if there's anything else that your ancestors would like to say to you. I just saw the devil just flashed at me, and so it's just like the devil's working hard, but I think that your strength and your faith is stronger. Yeah, this is really difficult. Yeah, okay. So you got the Ace of Swords. There's just things that are heavy from your past that Spirit really wants you to let go. I feel like the other part of it too is you're trying, excuse me, a card flew. But I really feel like you're trying to be two places at once for some of you. Some of you have already made the leap and you're in the next space. And it's uncomfortable because you haven't been able to like follow through quite yet. Oh, the Magician at the bottom of the deck. I love to see it. So some of you guys feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, but it's because you haven't fully released or abandoned the burdens that you walked away from to begin with. Others of you, it's time for you to walk away and release anything from your past that's no longer serving you. You can't be two places at once. The Ace of Pentacles to the Moon card. The Spirit has so much in store for you. And they want to give you a new opportunity. Money will improve, but you got to start somewhere. You know, you have to take the first step out of this connection. Spirit can only, I just finished the Matrix, and so I keep getting these Matrix line. But it's just like, you know, your ancestors can only show you the door. You have to be the one to walk through it. For real. And so they're about to show you the door and you have to be the one to walk through it, but you have to be able to recognize that the door is there. And the only reason why you wouldn't is because you're in that 5 of Cups, low vibrational energy, where you're only looking at what you've lost and you're not looking at what opportunity you have to gain. So look at this. A lot of you guys are going to be moving on, or you're going to get the opportunity to move forward, to go do something else, to move in a new direction, to take a different turn, to make a different choice, right? So this is all about judgment right here. Fat in the middle, right? You're hearing the calling. Are you going to follow it? Are you going to follow it? Are you going to leave this rough waters for some calmer waters? Pile number 2. That's up to you. That's your choice. No one can make that decision for you but you. But your ancestors are certainly encouraging you to take that leap of faith. You're definitely at a crossroad right now where you are is no longer serving you, but where you're going, you have no idea. All you have is the idea. All you have is just the insight that it's time to move forward. So do it. And if you have already taken that leap and you've already moved forward, well, then it's going to improve. It's going to get better. You just have to give it time. You know, nothing happens overnight. Is what I'm hearing. Yeah, to the sea, 7. That same, it always reminds me of the 6 of Swords. So some of you guys definitely are moving on, moving forward, but you have to leave some things behind. Oh my goodness, Between Worlds. Yes. I love when the Oracle cards like confirm that the reading so beautifully. And then we have 7 and 3 here, 10, 1, a new beginning. But yeah, there was something like colorless, lifeless, and now you get to move into this really awesome blue, pink, flamingo social energy. If you so choose, right? But you definitely have to leave some things behind. Spirit has just been taking for you to move forward. Serendipity. Nothing has happened by mistake. This 4-leaf clover, you're going to start feeling very lucky, and you are super blessed. 22, 4. It's all about that stability that you're trying to get and work towards. But this will be serendipitous. But all of the things that are kind of serendipitous for you, it's been planned and divinely orchestrated by the universe. Even now, I looked at the clock and it said 33:44. So all those doubles. Yeah. Magical map shifter. You're able to shift. And this reminds me of the magician, which we had at the bottom of the deck earlier. You do have power. You do have the resources in order to get what you want. Wizard of Awareness 3. Again, 33. And then 7. So all these doubles. All right. The Wizard of Awareness kind of, it gives me the Hermit card energy, but you need to be aware of everything that's happening around you. You know, you have to be really looking into, what is it that I'm trying to say? I just feel like you're looking at the world through a new set of lens. And because you don't have anything, right, that means that you have everything to gain. And so there's a level of awareness that needs to happen. There's a level of creation that has to happen. And I do feel like even here with this blindfold that you can't see what you're making. But you're making magic, baby. You're making magic. It's gonna happen. Yeah, the talisman. Again, this woman is leaving into the unknown. 7. Oh my gosh, 7s, 3s, go. That's what your ancestors need you to hear right now. Go, go, go. That's it. There's honestly, I just ran on for like 15 minutes just to tell you to go, or just to tell you to continue to do it. And if you've already went, then you made the right choice. You just have to give it time to breathe. Pile number 2. There's something better. Yeah, there's something better than what you have in front of you right now. There's just something better for you. Spirit has so much in time. No. Yeah, they're telling you no. Whatever it is that I feel like some of you guys could be really caught up or fixated. And this doesn't have to be for everybody. If this doesn't resonate, then that's fine. You don't have to take it. But somebody in this mix feels like they are very attached to an idea of either one person or a place. And Spirit is saying, no, there's something better. No, leave that behind. There's like a clean slate. They don't want you to hold on to anything that's causing you any type of stretch. Any type of stress, and the situation will improve. It's up to you. It's up to you if you want the situation to improve or not. You can stay in that 5 of Cups energy, looking at the 3 cups that got spilled, or you can change your energy and shift it into a better situation, whatever that means, right? That's up to you, pile number 3. I'm at pile number 2, excuse me. That's really up to you. Now we're going to do the self-care, healthcare cards. Lavender, essential oil for stress relief. So you can definitely use some lavender in your life. Lavender in your life to help reduce stress. And hopefully clear your mind so you can have a certain type of mental clarity. Oh, let them eat cake. Have something sweet. So indulge in your little sweet tooth. You know, you don't have to keep restricting yourself. If you have like a little sweet that you like to eat, a milkshake or something perhaps, then go ahead and eat it. F calories for a second. And then one last card. Yeah, third eye chakra, indigo, between the brow, intuition, clear sight, and amethyst. Yeah, clarity. Spirit keeps telling me, like, yeah, it's just clarity. It's judgment. It's using your third eye, seeing. Yeah, you can't look at reality the way that it is. You have to believe that something else is happening for you. That is what your ancestors want you to know. Like, you are in control. You are the magician. You are the magical shapeshifter. You decide how your path unfolds, right? You cannot be defined by the 3D realm that we're in right now because it's temporary. Everything is temporary. So that is what Spirit is really telling you, that everything is temporary. Deep down, you know that. You can choose to sulk about the 3D things that are lost, or you can look at all the 5D things that you have to gain. If that's over your head and that doesn't sound good to you and all that other stuff, then that's okay. This just isn't your reading, and I'm probably not your reader because that's how I function through life. Like I said, I've been down and out, and I turned to tarot, and that's what got me to this job. That's what led me to do this. That's what leads me to be qualified to have these type of conversations. Like, you could be looking hell in the face. You could be dwelling in hell and you can come out of it. using your intuition and just knowing that it'll get better before it actually gets better. I've been there. I've been here. I've lived it. And if you consider me to be a positive person, if you consider me to laugh, if you consider me to be a quote unquote, I don't want to say good, but like just a good example of overcoming and positive energy, then this comes with the territory. This comes with the lesson. Is you have to learn how to suffer. I lost everything. I mean, it was like 22 years old was the worst year, hands down, in my entire life thus far. And I really don't want to experience anything like that again, but I'm happy that I did. I'm so grateful because I get to have these conversations with you, and I'm not coming from a place where I haven't experienced struggle, where I haven't experienced being down and out. So it is all about your mentality. It is all about how you look at the situation and if you're going to overcome it or not. You can stay down if you want to. It's easier down there. But the harder decision and what your ancestors would love for you to do is to build up that strength and go for what you actually want, regardless of what you're telling yourself that you cannot do. It is all possible with God, the Lord and Savior. Okay? That is what I got. Got real preachy at the end, but like I just felt the need to say that. Just because I stay pretty positive, and I feel like people be coming for me for being like, hey, but my life really sucks. I'm like, shit, my life has sucked at times too. Like, I am not immune, okay? That's why I do these daggone cards, because I know life can be shit sometimes, but I'm so happy. I haven't even caught, being completely honest, I don't even think that I've caught the blessing that I've been, seeking yet. I don't even think that I'm there yet. I'm still working. I'm still on the journey. I still have not recovered from this phase in life, but I feel so much better now. And I feel so relieved now, and I feel so open. And I like I said, I've been to the shadow of the valley of death, and I've been protected, and your ancestors are there protecting you, and they're guiding you. This life is not easy, pile number 2, but I do think that you have a high calling on your head if you decide to stay awake in yourself and keep moving forward. So that's what I got for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you haven't already. If you do, I so appreciate that. Drop me a comment in the description box below. And just drop a comment, if you just want people to be like, hey, send me positive vibes and encouragement. I really feel really great about the tribe that's been built here. Everybody's so sweet and super supportive. So if you just want people to be like, hey, guys, send me some love, I do think that we have a group of people who will do that. So don't be afraid to reach out, but that's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much. I'm wishing you the best. Stay strong. I know you're not in an easy phase, but I believe that you can overcome anything with the power of love and positivity. Okay, that's what I got for you, pile 2. All right, last but not least, we're moving on to pile number 3. So hello, pile number 3. This is AD with Cosmic Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. And this is, what do your ancestors want you to know right now? What is it that they want you to hear? So we're going to hop straight into it. Off of your card, I really just got that your ancestors are so powerful. I love this blue. It really gives me Archangel Michael vibes. So maybe you relate to that angel. I know for sure I do. But I really do feel like there's a lot of power. There's a lot of power that's behind you and supporting you. The Crusadia power. That's so funny. So I really didn't read that, guys. But yeah, there's just a lot of power in crusades. And I feel like you're fighting a good fight. I guess the crusades wasn't really, we can argue about that, but for the sake of this, I think you're fighting the good fight. All right, so we're going to start off with a little bit of astrology cards, and then we'll move into tarot and end on oracle decks. So what is it that your ancestors want you to know for pile number 3? What do your ancestors want you to hear right now? Ooh. Mercury, mind. So Gemini, Virgo, Cancer. Okay. One more card. Moon, soul. So a lot of fourth house, home, mother, nurturing energy. And then we have Black Moon, Lilith, mystery at the bottom of the deck. So this will be interesting to get into. I have no idea where this is leading. So I do feel like there's a lot of thinking about maybe moving or relocating. There could be a lot of thought about motherhood. There could be a lot of thought about your own mother or your relationships in that way. So there is something about traveling, or like a restless mind about homes and roots. I'm not really getting a whole lot of information from this, so we're just going to move straight into the tarot. But yeah, maybe this means something to somebody. The Three of Pentacles. Or it'll mean something later after I see the cards. I just feel like your mind is really, really working overtime. The Emperor. What do pile number 3's ancestors want them to know right now? Princess of Swords, the Hierophant. Justice. Oh, love it. Venus and Saturn. The Nine of Wands. The same cards have come out for every pile, I feel, and I always use different decks, completely different decks, but it's interesting to see how similar the energy kind of is. That is the Knight of Pentacles. Ah, the Empress. Oh, interesting. And then one last card. Pile number 3, the Six of Pentacles. And then we have the Three of Wands. Huh. This was a really interesting message. Give me a second to kind of tune in. Because we have like everything seems to kind of line up in a way. At least these two rows do. So I definitely feel like you, pile through 3, have been working towards building some sort of foundation. There we go with that Virgo energy again. So you've really been trying to build like this perfect foundation or get something perfect. And I do feel like there's going to be an opportunity here for collabing or working together with somebody. But it's interesting because I feel like whatever it is that you're going to be working towards, it's something that's already established. Like you are joining a team that it already exists, and you're going to be so appreciated and welcomed there. So I really feel like you're meeting with the Emperor, the Justice card, the Empress card. You really have balanced your masculine and feminine energy in a way. And so now I do think that you're going to meet your divine counterpart. And when I say divine counterpart, it can be love, romantic, but for a lot of you, I really sense that it's work, or at least it's work first. So yeah, your ancestors want you to know that you are going to be a part of an already well-oiled machine. A very established machine. You're not going to be doing this alone. But when you get there, I think you're going to be a rock star. You're going to have a lot of power. And it depends on whatever it is that you're doing. Whether you're the masculine or feminine, you're both represented here. So that's absolutely beautiful. So things are going to start balancing out. And I feel like you've certainly been working towards this for a long time. You've certainly been putting a lot of energy into making this happen. And so now the universe is about to reward you. But there's just something here about saying like you were going to be a part of a team. So for instance, of course, I'm going to use me as an example because that's all I got. Like, it's just like if you wanted to make music or something, you would be signed to Warner Bros, right? Like you would get something that's already established. Like if you're a gymnast, could be signed to the Olympics, something that's been long standing, you know. I really do feel like you're just going to be adopted into an already existing structure, and it's going to balance out. We have 3 Justice and then to a 6. That's so interesting with the Pentacles energy here. This seems really work-oriented or grounded-oriented. I really feel like you're going to start working, or your energy is going to be grounded into something. And so there's going to be a yin and a yang. This is all yin-yang. I'm going to have to pull some more cards. This is really quite fascinating. Pile number 3. Protect your ideas. Yeah, protect your ideas. I don't know, with the Princess of Swords to the Nine of Wands, protect your ideas because you have really good ideas and people might want to take them. So just keep them to yourself and work kind of in private and silence. I do think that you'll have an ally. We have a King of Swords represented here. So you're going to have an ally, maybe 1 or 2 people that you're able to trust fully. But you guys are going to have to keep something under wraps. There's something here about a secret. You're going to have to be very careful about what you're telling people or how you're wording things. And your ancestors want you to not overshare. Okay, the Hangman. Yeah, so the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Cups, yay. This is real wish fulfillment. Things are ending. I think that you're going to be out. Excuse me, your ancestors want you to know that you're about to be out of the cycle of being stuck, at least specifically mentally. I feel like mentally you've been trapped, and now you're going to start working, and it's going to be like a power couple, a partner team. It's like you and maybe one other person moving in this already pretty well-established machine, and you guys are going to be, you know, bringing something to life with that phoenix. You're going to be resurrecting something from the ashes. This Aries energy, I really do feel like somebody, a masculine, really believes in you and feels like you are the feminine. And if you're the feminine, you know, if you're the masculine, then there's a feminine who really believes you and challenges you to rise to the occasion. I love this Three of Pentacles here. I really like this energy because it just shows that you're going to be receiving help, especially if you've been kind of doing things on your own. And it looks like you have with the Knight of Pentacles. You put in a lot of work and foundation into building this, and so the universe is about to give it back. The Eight of Swords has made an appearance in every pile. The Six of, oh my goodness, and the Sun card. Okay. And I do feel like overall there could be potential healing from the past, from any type of, especially we got that Moon, so it might be mother. Some of you guys might be able to really heal some mother issues, especially what we saw earlier. Or you just have a deeper, you end up forming a deeper relationship with your mother. But I feel like on a grander scale, you are putting away these past insecurities that you have. They're dying, you're killing them, you're really stepping into a new person. I love this. We even have the Moon and the Sun again, just backing up that yin yang, the feminine masculine. So wow, so interesting. Pile number 3. Your ancestors just want you to know that, like, you, however you identify, you're meeting your counterpart. And you and your counterpart are going to be working towards something, building something lasting, building a legacy together. If it doesn't make sense of you being kind of adopted into something that's already well established, then you and this person are going to end up building something that is going to be the standard. I got the example of Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball, how they completely changed television with syndication, right? You know, talk about a power couple. I mean, we're solely based on them, right? But they both believed on one another. Lucille Ball believed that Desi, regardless of him being Cuban and an immigrant and all the other stuff, that he was a business savvy and he could get her to where he could get her to where she needed to be, and he fought like hell for her. And Desi believed in the talent of Lucille Ball and understood her worth, and he made sure and fought for everything that they had. Of course, their connection was topsy-turvy, you know, personally, but business-wise, they completely changed the game forever. We still are going off of their model, one of the first production companies, independent production companies that we had in this country, you know, in the world. So that really feels like what this is. Whatever you and this person are working towards, you either end up, and it could be both, like where you end up starting somewhere else and then you end up breaking away from that and building a legacy. But your ancestors want you to know that you're not in this alone. The Three of Pentacles, you're definitely going to have a partner. You're going to be able to collaborate with this person. And maybe this is something that you've always felt, but this is a strong power couple vibes. The Lovers, that is so funny, to the Eight of Pentacles. So you are going to be working together, you know, you are going to be working together, that Virgo energy. Anything else that Spirit would like pile number 3 to know before we get into the Oracle decks? So yeah, it's like you're finding your missing half, at least in a workspace. For some of you guys, it's romantic, but I'm really looking at this as more of a work energy. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. And there's that Virgo energy again, the Five of Wands, and one more card, please. The Four of Pentacles. All right, I got more cards. I cheated. The Ten of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Swords to the Hermit. Woof. Okay, so a lot of Virgo energy. So it could have to do with writing. But again, it just goes back to what I was saying earlier, just that seeking of perfection. You know, protect yourself. You are protected, but I feel like, you know, I'm just going to use entertainment as an example because that's what I'm familiar with. But it's just like, let's say that you really want to be an entertainer. You want to be a singer. You want to be an actress, whatever it is. You know, the entertainment world is a hard business, you know, it's hard. You really have to believe in yourself and you have to understand business, you know, first and foremost, at least have some type of concept so you don't get, you know, effed over. But I really do feel like for Pile 3, you're about to step into a really difficult world, but I think that you're up for the challenge, you're game for the challenge. Do not let, you know, protect yourself, but do not limit yourself and what it is that you feel like you're able to accomplish. You know, there's some hard lessons that are going to be learned. There's going to be some ups and downs, but I do feel like you have a partner in crime. I do feel like this is a wish fulfillment. But in the other end, you're going to have to keep this secret. There's something very private. Oh yeah, we have the Black Moon Lilith. There's something extremely private about what's happening. There's going to be a lot of people who are not going to be able to know this next leg of your journey. Because you're going to be so hardworking, you're going to be so focused, so disciplined, just trying to, you know, fight the power. But I do think that at the end of it, whatever it is that you're creating, you know, Jupiter and Pisces, that's its natural rulership, is going to be magnificent and it's going to be worth the fight. I see these two lions here with the Five of Wands. It's really serving me that Leo energy. So I do imagine that some of you want to be in the entertainment business and you are going to need to be hella business savvy and strong and witty. Like, yes, you have your partner and this person is going to do well by you, right? You're there, you're going to work really well together, but at the same time, you know, it's a dog eat dog world. So you got to watch out for yourself, especially if you're entering into a business. You know, this is not hunky dory, play, fun time. You know, it's kind of what I'm hearing from your ancestors. Like, they're like, listen, we can't control the journey. We can get you there. We can give you the right people, but protect yourself, protect your thoughts, protect your ideas, protect your money, protect your resources. And you and this person are going to fight like hell to really shake up the establishment, to really do something different and out of the box and also build a new establishment. But I feel like you have to change it from within. So it's just like you get signed, right? As an example, you get signed and then you end up finding a loophole or whatever, and then you end up changing it and setting up your own thing. Like, it seems very revolutionary. But your ancestors definitely want you to know that you are protected. They are watching you. They are guiding on you. You are not doing this alone, but you need to protect yourself. Because it's, you know, I asked my friend, shout out to my friend, but I asked my friend, she does like music videos and all kinds of stuff, and I asked her, because I've always wanted to be a musical artist, and I asked her, like, what would you say about the business? What's the one thing that you've learned? And she was like, I learned that the entertainment business is the devil's business, because you are one person who feeds multiple people. You know, like, you are one person who's feeding the manager, the agent. They're all working towards you, but you are the sole provider for a slew of people. So it really can create this vampirism. So let's say that you find a manager, you end up getting hooked up with the top manager. That's great. They end up putting you where you need to be, but at the end of the day, that person gets paid off of your talent, you know? So you have to be so aware of that. And if it's not anything grand like that, I hope that you can apply it to your life. And when I say grand, like, you're just like, ooh, I'm not trying to be in front of the camera or whatever. I'm just trying to mind my business. If you're at work and you're doing a stellar work job and like you get promotions or what have you, and you're climbing the corporate ladder, same standard, but it's just like, you have something to offer, and a lot of people are going to want to take you from that, but you come first, right? You come first, but you are going to be provided with the team that will make you successful, which is beautiful. So it just depends on what you've been trying to do. But ultimate wish fulfillment, man, stay strong. This is a really great reading. Your ancestors are like, listen, you're going to be able to start working. You're not going to be in that phase that you felt like you've been in for the longest time. We got mending, thinker. So I really do feel like there is something healing, especially maybe with your home relationship. There's just something here about mending. Things getting better. 44-8, fate. This is fated. 5-2-7. So karma and fate right here. So it's interesting to see the mending there to thinking, but I'm seeing the mending, kind of like the sewing thing, and then it gives me that Virgo energy that we kept seeing. Like, this is a really kind of tedious task that you're going to be doing. Yeah, you're about to do something really tedious that's going to take a long time to get done. It's going to take a lot of discipline, but I think that it's going to work so well. And so Spirit is saying, you know, be ready to pay attention to the small details, because that's what's going to make you successful. A change of the wind. Things are changing for you. For sure. I just feel like there's a lot for you to learn. I don't know why I'm getting that. Like, you're going to be learning a lot of like really small details, but you need to learn them because they're going to help you in the long run, for sure. Flying. Oh, yes. You are going to be taking off, okay? And your beautiful, unique, colorful you. You know, like, I think that you are an original. You are one of a kind. And somebody's going to recognize and want to work and build with you like that. And it's going to be a match made in freaking heaven. Divine counterpart. For real. Wow. Come together. Literally came back as soon as I said that. This is a match made in heaven, guys. You know what? And the other example that I'm getting is Mariah Carey and that first guy that she was with. That, you know, that's a crazy example, but the record producer guy that she was with, like, he was the head honcho of everything. And I mean, she's Mariah freaking Carey, like, you can't take that away from her. And he definitely got her there, but like, he was a complete lunatic and a nut person, so she ended up having to, like, you know, check herself. It's a hard business. I'm just gonna leave it there. And then magic prayer, and then solitude. Yeah, there's something you're about to be very, very, very solitary, you know. And I'm also getting, I'm sorry that I'm reducing this to music, but that's just what those are the best examples. But like Bon Iver, when he got really sick and he just made that whole, I think it was For Emma Forever Ago, he made that whole album by himself. I could be wrong. It might not be the album, but regardless, his first project he did all by himself in the solitude of like this cabin. And so I feel like you're gonna have to really clear your space, clear your energy. You're gonna be working towards something that is very private and very personal to you. But whatever it is that you reveal, it's going to change the game. So that's where that Virgo energy kind of comes in. That 13th death, rebirth. Again, you're gonna be bringing something to life, resurrecting something, and it could just be yourself. But this Golden Palace 23/5, like I said, the Hierophant, I feel like you are going to be walking into something that is pretty well established in some ways, but you are going to be welcomed to the palace with open arms. But you're going to kind of realize that the palace is crumbling a little bit, and like, you know, but you're going to shake it up. I hope that this makes sense, pile number 3. You have to let me know. But you are going to be entering the palace for sure. And so get busy while you're there. You know, not everybody even has the opportunity to get there. So what is kind of crummy on the inside? We live on the planet. Nothing is, you know, we live on planet Earth. Nothing is easy or simple here. But it really does look like you're going to be, you know, walking down the red carpet. And you're going to be learning so much. And this person believes in you as much as you believe in them, which is really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Look at that. Trust at the bottom of the deck. Trust the process. You got so many cards. Listen to your intuition. Be assertive. Go after what you want. Compromise. Yes. And within the next few weeks, oh my goodness, you're the only person who got a time reference. So within the next few weeks, this is going to be coming in. And I do think this compromise, Libra, this could involve some type of contract. This could involve a non-disclosure contract. Again, I think a lot of you are going to have to, you know, keep it on the hush-hush. But, you know, be assertive. Explanation point. Go after it. Do not doubt yourself. If your intuition tells you to go, then you listen to it, pile number 3, and you go for it and you fight for it and you don't take no for an answer. And if it comes to a contract, then you make sure that you fight for what you want, or you get the team to fight for what you want. You get the legal team. Do it. Do the work up front so then you don't have to pay for it later. But I really feel like there's certainly going to be a match made in heaven. You are going to be put into a position where you find the people that you need to work with. You're going to be put in a position to learn what you need to learn. And I think you're going to take that information and then you're going to go do with it what you're supposed to, and kind of fulfill the rest of whatever it is that your purpose is. But there are some destined soulmates, some definite opportunities that are going to come together within the next few weeks that are really going to put you on track. And that is what your ancestors would like you to know right now, pile number 3. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this resonated. Please leave me a comment if it did. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you don't already. And if you do, shout out to you. You're the best. But that is all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for your continued support. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And congratulations on whatever this is, Pile 3. This is awesome. Peace until next time.